Oh, and we got one of the crones. Interesting. And we did get a little bit of experience as well. So I'm curious, and we did see a little bit what the crones do there. But we were saying, yeah, significantly more powerful when you have all three of them, because find any cards with the same name in your deck and play them instantly. We need the other crones, and we only have one of them right now. So we want to be on the lookout for the others. Otherwise, that card we just picked up doesn't have its greatest, or is not at full strength yet. Then the last one is Mid-Cops, which is over here. Way to the west. Way to the west. We'll play this guy too. And I would say it would make us champion of VELEN, but we know that's not 100% true. We'll be 3-0. Well, actually, technically, did we lose? No, I think we went 3-0. Or, well, no, I should say 2-0 thus far. If we win this, we'll be 3-0. I'm thinking of the fist fights where we deliberately threw one.
You play Gwent?
They say Harry's dim, but that just ain't true. Harry don't know how to plough or sew, nor catch no fishes. But he sure can play cards. So Addy plays Gwen.
Does Addy want to play against Geralt?
So let's play.
Alright, so I know we were looking at the monsters, but I think, again, we're continuing to stockpile some of those cards, but we still need to stick with Northern Realms for the time being. We don't have enough cards. So they go first. I think decoys are quite good. Swap with card on the battlefield. Turn it to your hand. There was some really good combo. Oh man, this hand looks horrendous though. Outside of that. Because we have the decoys, yes, which are nifty, but don't allow us to do too much or anything really in terms of direct damage. They just allow us to do an undo. Then we have a bunch of weather effects along with that, and that means we've two spies. Where's our power coming from? I mean, we will ultimately be able to draw more cards when we do play those spies, but we still need to have some cards that we play on our side. So this makes me a little bit nervous. Do we have any siege cards? We don't have any siege cards, and our hero ability doubles the siege row. So that seems like a pretty glaring weakness at the moment. Let's get rid of the siege nerf in hopes of getting a siege card. We did not get a siege card. Range nerf to pick up a range card, I think. Did we get you? Or did we get Siegfried? Not sure who we picked a few, I think. Which is actually our worst card. It's also exactly the same card that you just played. So, we do have a lot of melee. A lot of melee. I think we go all out melee this time. And we go for the win in round 1. Hopefully, in doing so, yeah, we do not have a Commander's Horn to counter that. Not unless we deliberately throw now, and throw spies on your side, bring back Siegfried with a decoy. But spies allow us to draw 2 cards. We can only have up to 10 cards. But the moment we play 1 spy, and we're up to the maximum, we wouldn't be able to play 2 spies in a row. We need to throw away a few more cards first. So that makes me a little bit hesitant to go that route just yet. Let's play some trash cards in the melee row and just see what our opponent does next. Are they done? No, they are not continuing to play cards in the melee row where they would be doubling up. That's actually interesting. If you do continue to play cards in the melee row, then we can't keep pace. If we play cards elsewhere, then we theoretically can. Well, not if you double up like that. Yeah, so this isn't looking great. But now I think we can go with double spy here. And then maybe after that we play the decoys. We take back some of these cards. Some of our better ones. So let's give that a shot. And yeah, they're melee spies, so this guy's gonna have a ton of power on his side. Using your leader ability to nerf yourself? What? Okay, if we had not played Stennis, I think we would be in the lead right now. Yes, we would be. So that makes it very hard to gauge what we should do here. Could actually picked up a melee nerf, which would drop these guys down to 2 apiece. They would still get doubled with this. Then you'd be at what? 4 here for 8 total. These guys would drop down to 1 apiece because we don't have the Commander's Horn to double them. So it would be, what, 8 to 3? And then our only differentiating factor would be if we do have a siege unit like this, jump in and be the only not nerfed unit out there. It seems like a pretty big risk. I feel like what we do is we play another spy here that will get us up to 9 cards at that point. And then we play it by ear a little bit. If it looks like we can melee nerf and play another card to take a victory and steal that, then fantastic. Okay, so they did pass. Now I think it's time for some math. So, if we melee nerf, then you have 10, right? Because this is 4. These guys will be 2 apiece. So that's 6 here, 4 here, 10 total. That would drop us down to 3, which means we would need to get at least 7, or really 8. And this gets us most of the way, but not all the way there. This plus this does... Well, actually, this plus this does, right? Because this boosts other siege units. Would mean that we're using all of our siege units... Oh, not quite all. Almost all our siege units in round 1, which I'd be hesitant to do because, again, we want to save those in a time when we basically use them all simultaneously and double them up for maximum effect. But I think we'll have enough card advantage at this point. If we do this, that I think it can still pay off. So we do here, we play this. We play this. And then we do this. If my math is correct, we should be slightly ahead here. Yes, we are 1 ahead. And so now we pass and win. We'll get 1 card because we'll win the round, so we'll have a slight card advantage. We will still have our leader ability. Our opponent does not have their leader ability. And we can get back our Trebuchet, which was the best card that we threw in here, using the medic. And then we can use the decoys to replay the medic over and over again. I think that is a strategy we've tried in the past and has been very effective. So I think that will lead us to victory here. Get the extra card. And what did we draw? We drew... Best, was it? Okay, so what we do is... I mean, ultimately it's going to be the siege stuff that does the work for us here. Maybe we start with that, and we save the range units just in case we need to save that stuff for a round 3 in case our opponent has some amazing counter in store. What do we want back? We want the Trebuchet. That is our strongest unit for the siege row. We have Vernon Roach, 10 power, hero, so not affected by anything. However, if we were to double this, we would be all the way up at 22, which would still be more than Roach. But you're uncomfortably close. So we do have these guys that can push us a little bit further. It's just that they aren't going to get doubled because they don't go in the siege row. We could get one more siege unit back if we were to use the decoy, get rid of Dunbanner Medic, and replay the Dunbanner Medic in order to bring another card back from our discard pile. I mean, that would probably mean that it is still better to go with someone else, because, well, how much power is this guy worth then? He gives +1 to other people, doesn't do it for himself. He has 1 strength himself, gets doubled to 2, so that's 2 power. He adds 1 strength to 2 people, and that gets doubled, so that's 2 times 2 for 6 total. He is still slightly better than anyone else. Okay. Assuming we play our leader ability this turn. Okay, so yeah, let's do that then. So what we do is we play the decoy to bring you back to our hand. Then we're going to replay you in order to get your bonus effect where you bring someone back from the discard pile. We're going to bring back the other siege guy, you, because as long as we play our leader ability, he is the strongest unit we have for this round. You don't have terrible cards, though, which is a little bit concerning. You have already used your leader ability, so it's not like you have an ace up your sleeve here, unless you have another hero card. So, we could continue to unplay and replay our medic at least one more time in order to bring back, at this point, we would take either Siegfried or Zoltan, because they would be the next strongest, unless our opponent has some way of destroying Death Mold here. He's a 6, whereas the other 2 were 5, so theoretically that would be the best way. Okay, now, nerf range, it's not the end of the world. We do have Kira as well that we were going to play in the range row. It's our turn? Huh? I thought you just played a card, though. Okay. We'll play Kira as well, I guess? We're going all in this round, in case that wasn't clear. That's gonna... Ooh! Okay, so it does destroy a powerful card. However, that is the reason why we did not immediately go into the next round of decoys. Because now what we do is we can decoy, use that to bring back the medic, and then when we play the medic, we can take back the Trebuchet, which is very much our highest priority now. Let's do that before our opponent gets any ideas about destroying the medic. That would be problematic, because then if she goes, there's no way to get her back. Okay, so they think they've won. They probably have not. So we play this. Bring back this. And now what we can do is, we could even remove the nerf on the range row. We probably should, because our opponent doesn't have anything in the range row. But it only helps us. If we do that, that alone is enough to give us the victory here. But just to show you what I was talking about earlier, we use our leader ability here, which doubles the siege row, making that far and away our the thing that carries us. And then, for good measure, throw Vess in there. Make a little bit of a pyramid as well while we're at it. And there we have it. Yeah, looks like this guy had us... We're back against the wall there.
Take your praise.
But we did succeed. So more 25 experience. And we got Vernon Roach. Nice. Oh, and... Is that a monster? That's the last of the VELEN players. Let's take a quick look. So Roach is big, because he is a Northern Realms hero. And of course we've been playing Northern Realms basically all the time here. So I would say that he becomes our strongest Northern Realms card, but given how, at least with our current leader ability, we have the guaranteed siege row doubling, I think that title probably does belong to the medic, and you saw just how powerful the medic was in that previous fight. So who would we rather take out in order to make room for Roach? Is an interesting question that we ought to ask ourselves. It's probably not anyone in the siege row, unless maybe you could make a case for getting rid of these guys. Otherwise, our weakest unit would be base 5 units. And do we want to deliberately keep our balance between melee and range and siege? I mean, we're deliberately loading up on siege more so than the other rows, I think, but right now, thinking because Roach is a melee unit, we swap out a weaker melee unit for Roach. So, like, Siegfried or Vess. Sorry, Vess. And what that means is that if there's... I guess Roach is basically universally better than Vess, because if Vess gets a Commander's Horn to double her, then she goes up to 10, in which case she's tied with Roach, but you need to sacrifice a card. You have to use a card to make that happen, so it's not coming free. And then Vess can also certainly drop lower than a 5 if, say, our opponent, or even us, uses a weather effect that nerfs the melee row, whereas Roach is immune to that. So, for that reason, I think Roach is just universally a better option for us. So that's a big pickup. And then the other thing was that I thought we got a monster, possibly even a monster hero, somewhere. Maybe not? Or maybe I was looking at the wrong... or all cards. Were we on all cards? Thought we were. Not that guy. We've seen him before. Is it a different faction? This is definitely not all of our cards. Oh, I guess maybe it is, because for Nilfgaard I was going to say we have way more than this many cards for Nilfgaard. But we've put most of them in our deck already. Yeah, where did that other card go? Close combat. Am I just being silly and not seeing it? Or maybe it was an alternate hero in the monsters? A leader? Can we swap that? Change leaders? Maybe that was it. Might have been this. Discard 2 cards, draw 1 card of your choice from your deck. So if you have some weak cards and you really need a good one from your deck, then you can make that happen. Otherwise, pick any weather card from your deck and play it instantly. Okay. My guess is that was it. So, let's take a quick look at our quests here. We do still have the Innkeepers, but those guys were pretty far away from us in an area that we've not yet been to. So I think next on our list would probably be Don't Play with the Gods, which was a treasure hunt that I thought we saw on our way down southwest, if I remember correctly. We stepped outside the cave. Yeah, actually it's in this general area. Over here? Yeah. Actually an undiscovered location here? I wonder if that's underground? No, that's probably the cave-like entrance that we assume is here. We've sort of seen the exterior of it, but haven't actually gone through. There was a wraith outside here, like a series of wraiths, and we fought some of them, but then at the time when we picked this up, it was just high enough of a level that we said, probably not a good fit for us right now. Oh, and I was going to say, I remember checking out this question mark and finding that it was like a water hag that was a really high level. I think it was question mark, question mark, question mark. But I would have thought that we'd explored this one. I'm a little surprised that that's still undiscovered. So maybe we take a quick peek there. Oh, we're not at a fast travel location. Where is the next fast travel location? This side of town, or is it the other side of town? I think it is the other side of town. 50-50 shot, and, well, we guessed wrong. And while we're here, I suppose we could quickly do some of this. And where's the table? I always miss it when I'm around this guy. He's hidden it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Ooh.
Do we have stuff
You
to
ain't
sell to you,
safe
Mr.
unless
Gabrielle?
You got a Gabrielle. The auto-crank one-handed Gabrielle ensures you get the first shot and the last word.
Let me have a look at your stock.
Yeah, so... Have we since... Oh, we picked up some junk items. Some junk weapons. And, yeah, theoretically, I think this... Is this guy in armor? Rather than, a weaponsmith, in which case... This is not the premium price, but again, that stuff is most significant for the higher value items, when that's actually a notable difference. I think we just sell the junk here. Battle axe is now a fair bit worse than our current weapon because we have since upgraded, I think. Yeah, at one point in time I thought that was something we were considering using, but I guess we dumped that. It's not worth much. And then I doubt if you have useful diagrams here, but in case we haven't double checked, what is this? Overhead? Okay. More the glyphs. Okay. Cool. Oh, and we... Hold on. Crafting purposes.
Let me have a look at your stock.
Actually, this is what I want. Because we are now 14. I thought there was something at 14 that became significant, although it might have been on the weapon side. Because now we're getting into the crafting materials of gauntlets, maybe? Trousers? Not really. Must have been on the weapon side of things. I'm not seeing anything that looks like we just got available to us.
So long.
Geralt hates talking to that guy. He's not a fan. Yeah, this is sad, but just drop that real quick. Okay, so ooh, there's something here. There's something here. Meteorite ore, no less. Good thing we picked that up. I think that's good stuff. So, what were we just saying? We were saying, I'm not sure if the most efficient way to do this is to go byways? Or Yuan Hen? I mean, there's the big, what was it? Some kind of flying wyvern that we ran into in this area here that chased us down quite a ways. So, I think it's like right in the middle. Ideally, we would avoid that. I think if we were to go through here, then we would likely pass through it, find it. Whereas if we went byways, it might be a little bit of a longer trek, but I think it'll be a little bit safer. However, I forgot that there is a ghoul here. It is 23, which is maybe not out of the question at this stage. But that is not lost on me. That we were just saying that's going to be safer, and yet there's an enemy directly in front of us. Okay. Let's try making our way over there, though. That does mean we're going to have to make a little bit of a loop around. Ooh. I don't see many of those. That's good. Oh, and I thought we picked up crafting recipe recently. That's just saying we're at byways. For alchemy, one that was potentially of interest to us. Let me double check if we can make it now. Might have been this. Oh, we have enough red mutagens now. There were a few things that required red mutagens, and those are, as we've said previously, tough to come by. Increases damage dealt and decreases damage taken against wraiths. Could be helpful, especially seeing as how I think that is more or less the type of enemy that we are expecting to go against soon. So I am reluctant though to use the red mutagens at this stage, given how much of a difficulty that has been for us to get that. Can you tell what kind of enemies those are? Sound like wolves. What is this? Huh? Oh, it's... Pretty sure we're gonna find something that we can... Huh? I thought. Dispel, an illusion. I think it's down below us. That's what the red marker means. It really looks like that indicator that we see when we can get rid of an illusion. But facing out saying below us, and there's not really anything below us, maybe there's more to it than just that. So these are the monster nests we have previously taken out. That is a bear that is closer to us than I realized. I didn't remember there being... Ow. Didn't think you were close enough to get that. Didn't remember there being a... some kind of opening over here, a cavern of sorts. We looted this? We've not, actually. Huh. Enhanced? Same. Okay, that could be very... And Dimeridium ore? Ooh, okay. We may not have been here in that case. And that also sounds like something we might want to have, because that's an explosive that we've already started to use. So to get an upgraded version of it, we can afford it. Ammo for its dust, base one, phosphorus, fog with teeth, we have plenty of those. Plenty of celandine. Plenty of blow balls as well. Let's do it. Nice. On the chest plate that we just picked up as well, does that happen to be any good? I'm skeptical. Come on. It's light armor. Level 10, so same level. A little more beat up. Looks like if it weren't so beat up, then it might actually give slightly more armor, but because it's light, it's going to have lower resistances. Does mean that we get our stamina coming back a little more quickly. Hold on. Have we looked into this? So I'm not sure we have. I don't think this is the treasure that we were planning on looking into this time around. Go to the world map. That stuff is over here. So what is this? Also, there's secret loots over here too. That might be worth investigating as well. Not that far away from that, but I think the closest thing right now would be this. Let's save and see. I thought we poked our head in here. Looks a lot like the place where we saw the wild hunt. I wonder if that's the case with Kira. Yeah, it absolutely is. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, if we run into this cavern and hadn't explored it, that would be very odd. I had no recollection of it. That's because I think Kira initially teleported us here. Didn't really tell us where we were going. So let's check out, in that case, stuff by the water. There are some drowners, or perhaps super drowners of sorts. Have we looted this stuff? We've not. That's pretty useless. That's slightly less useless. That is also not quite useless. So it seems like... Let's mark what we're looking for on our map. This could definitely... That's a long swim. Probably would be helpful to take a boat there. I did see there was a boat over here. Does kind of sort of require that we... Well, I guess this is the place with the dangerous enemy. doesn't require that we go right past them. Maybe we go up north, check this out, and that might actually be slightly closer, or at least closer to us getting to the place where we can take the boat. Then we can boat out there and see what that's all about. So I assume there are probably drowners out there. And while we have recently, somewhat recently, gotten more accustomed to taking those guys out while we're in the water, still rather not make us have to do that if we don't have to. Yeah, there's more of this indication here. This, like, I don't know what this means. Is this maybe the symbol from that Wild Hunt cave that we were in before? I think it, yeah, you know what? Actually, hold on. We do have a reason to go back down there. There were illusions there. And we could, or now we can dispel them. We couldn't do it previously. You guys were saying that was potentially worth doing. But I was thinking, well, when's the next time we're going to be over there? The answer is right now. So, ooh, okay, sure. So we'll take that too. So I don't really know what to expect, other than the stuff that we've run into previously there. Don't know how much of it's going to be re-inhabited. Here's something. Something very heavy. Huh? I don't know what that is. It sounds like... I don't even know what. Okay, so where exactly these things are... They don't show up on our map, unfortunately. We can't zoom in further. We can do this and break our ankles. Ignite some stuff, yes. There were enemies in here previously, I don't remember exactly what kind. I think maybe even some foglets down here. Do they still exist? Wraiths as well, I think. Have we permanently expelled them from this area? Might be about to find out. What here? I have no recollection as to where specifically in this area those things were. This is a pretty large area. Now this was definitely one of the spots where we could go down the other side and get some other stuff. But I think this was a bit of a bonus area at the time, in a way, in that we didn't need to go here. Makes me doubtful that this is one of those spots that will have an illusion for us to dispel, but we'll give it a shot. This definitely had wraiths in here. That'll be telling whether we find them again. Assuming we got this. Lit up very briefly, but I think that's typical. Things light up at the very beginning when you turn on your virtual senses, and then the game remembers, oh, no, you've taken that already. So, in that case, let's go back. And I think that at least later on, like near the end of this whole dungeon of sorts, this cave, I think, ew, pop up now. I think there were definitely some things to dispel. I just don't remember if earlier on, if that was the case or not. Getting, the feeling like it may not have been. I feel like there's a non-zero chance that there is now a new, very powerful enemy over here. One that's making all this racket. I think here's something. There are some enemies here. Where exactly, I'm not sure. So we're not going to run into anything of note at that corner, I don't think. Okay. Find lots and lots of mushrooms, I'm sure. Found this chest, I think so. We were pretty thorough when we were in here before, so I don't think we're gonna find much in the way of random chests and whatnot. It's gonna mostly come down to what do we find. Okay, yeah, this is where the rats were with Kira. I remember that. This is in the forward direction. This is a bit of a side direction to get back to Kira. I think it's unlikely that we'd find anything here. I think probably trying to head back this way. Okay, the rats can't come back. Just checking. This would seem like potentially an area where monsters would come back. I do have a cat potion. Might actually be kind of helpful. Hold on. That doesn't last very long though. There is an enemy here. Oh no, there's the remains of an enemy. Wow. Game has good memory. Better memory than I do. Something over here. What exactly? I'm not sure. We go this way? This is the way, I think. This is the correct direction. Yeah, it definitely is. So, do we want to go that way immediately now, or is there still something left over in this spot we will want to get? Running out of cat potion? We are running out of cat potion. There it goes. Yeah, I don't think there's as much in this area here unless there's something off to this side, which there may be. I feel like there's another underwater area that we could go through. Very likely would be over here. Or maybe it's just a dead end. Yeah, so I think we're going to the end in that case. Check it out. Just trying to make sure we're not zooming past something else. We're in here. We might as well try to get everything in here, right? Be a pain to come back again. Don't know when the next time we'll be in this area will be. There we go. Okay. So, this is the way through. I was saying. This is where we had the wraith that was pretending to be us and Kira. Mushrooms. Was another side path here? See, here's one. Okay. This. I think. Hold on. We have the item equipped? Let's make sure we do. It is what? It's a quest item. Yes. Crystal skull. Is it? Is it the Is it this? That's the see and hear ghost. We want. Thought it was this. Silver monocle. Eye of. Eye. Really looks like there is something saying there is a fake door here, and in order to help through said fake door, we need to not do alchemy, but put on this thing. The game really doesn't want to let me do that, it seems. I have to. We were trying to do this previously, We need to get rid of magic lamp. Unequip this. I mean, even if I... Okay, there we go. Last time I tried to do that, it did not let me. How will you let me equip this? No. Can we come here? Still do it? Ooh. Still won't let me? Don't know if this is a bug. Or if I'm just being silly with the UI. That could also be the case. Yeah, because it is, well, at this point in time, it is currently 1:11 a.m. local time, so maybe my brain is just no longer functioning properly. That could certainly be the case.